I just spent the last 2 nights staying right here at the Brooklyn Lodge built by Lloyoll Prefabs. Sadly, now it's time to go. However, before I do that, the guy who owns the company that built this home is going to stop by, and I'm looking to ask him what goes on that we might not think about, because before they got here, this was just a bare piece of property, and now obviously it's not. So this is a chance that I can talk to him about some of the stuff that we might not think about that's involved in this entire process. So he's supposed to be here in 1, possibly 2 minutes. I'll get him mic'd up and we'll walk around with Jonathan Lloy. All right, I've got Jonathan here at the Brooklyn Shore Lodge, and this is the perfect opportunity to get a behind the scenes kind of look at how this project came to be. So Jonathan, if you could walk us by, starting with the approach to the home, how much thought goes into where you're going to put the home on a property, and how do you finally decide where it's going to sit?
Yeah, starting, deciding the home, there's just so many things to consider. And of course, it's incredibly site specific and personality specific. You can use your house to do so many things. The architecture of your house can be positioned in such a way to capture morning or evening or both lighting from the sun. So up to you. You can use the orientation of your house to block something you don't want to see, or to frame something that you do want to see. You might want to position yourself to capture a summer breeze and keep the flies off the front yard, but then block the northeast breeze, the cold wind that what we get here in the winter. So all these things come into play on how you position the house on the property. But then there's other things to consider too that are also important. For me, whether it's my everyday home or whether it's a vacation home, I want to start to feel like I'm home as I come up the driveway. I want to start to let my guard down and just kind of switch into that comfort mode. So the approach is also really important. How the driveway is angled towards the house, how you feel coming down the driveway parking. How does this house fit the best on this particular property?
So maybe we can just walk around and you can talk about some of those different things and how it works on this specific property here.
You bet. I mean, when you look at this driveway, you know that you're going to get a little heads up someone's coming if you're in the kitchen. Or if it's at night, you could be anywhere in the public space and you are going to get a little spark of this headlight right through that kitchen awning window. Not a lot, just a little. So already, without dogs, there's someone coming down the driveway.
Yeah.
And that's it though. That's the most, they're really going to interfere with you. This, to me, I love looking kind of up at the house just a little bit. That's not always going to be the case. Sometimes you're going to have to come down towards the house. And, so you want to just mitigate it. But this is definitely the most beautiful, welcoming view. And you have that opportunity to approach your home at a slightly upward angle is kind of ideal. To sort of really frame the architecture. Now, this property is an easy one. Yes, it logistically has its challenges as far as all the construction work you have to do, all the big rocks that you have, all the old trees that you want to work around and preserve. But once you get past those logistical parts of the job, that's what makes this property so easy to work with. We've got a house beautifully framed by a mixed forest here. We got opportunity to park vehicles, overflow traffic out of the way, so we don't need to clog up the driveway. There's lots of room to turn your car around comfortably here, so you're not backing in and out of the driveway or anything like that. So these things are just kind of really user friendly. The view of the house is broken up a little bit, and as this property matures, there's opportunity to kind of close this lane in a little bit, and I'm sure they will. Great spot for a tree right here. All these things, they give you teases and peeks of the house versus exposing the entire home immediately upon driving up on it. What did you feel like when you drove up on it the first time, Carrie?
Well, with a driveway like this, you're kind of it's longer than I've shown here in the video. You're just kind of anticipating what's going to be at the end. I was excited because, first of all, I love the ocean. It's right on the ocean. You've got views through the entire home, and just the way it sits here right in the middle, I just was kind of blown away at how nice it looked.
It's like a little journey.
It is, yeah, because
Yeah.
I got my dad here with me, and I said to him about halfway up, I'm like, this is going to be something else. I can tell. You
Yeah.
can just like, it's because it's a long driveway, and
Yeah.
there's a bit of a buildup as you come down.
Yeah, it gives you a little time. You're off the pavement. You're now like, you're not watching the maps anymore. You're here.
Yeah.
So you can focus on your surroundings. And imagine too, like this is a short-term rental. So a lot of people are going to get that experience. The decks are kind of understated and simple on this side as well. We're really just servicing the house right now. We are giving you an opportunity to get around. So if you have dinner guests and it's beautiful weather and you're serving drinks and food outside, they don't really have to trek through the house. They got this little wraparound kind of L-shaped deck here. Coming around the house, you start to take in, like the closer you get to the house, the more you get distracted by these views as well.
Yeah.
I do like how you can sort of see through the house, like in this corner. You can see through the house when you're looking here, right through the kitchen, right through the dining room doors. And you're gonna get that as you come up on the front door too. You have all these opportunities to take in the surrounding landscape. Nice little feature over here. I actually haven't seen this yet, so
Yeah.
they did this after my last trip. Look at that though. We're facing west at this point in time, so this is obviously an evening hangout spot. A little outdoor shower. Also, they're using it, of course, because you have the cold here as well, so you can run your garden hose off the outdoor shower. You don't
Nice.
need a separate spigot. Yeah, it's a frost-free mixing valve there. But yeah, so, you know, they're able to interact with the shoreline anywhere here. It's a rugged bit of shoreline, but it's also very interesting if you're a beachcomber or a scavenger of any kind. That's the open ocean, so things get washed up here.
Okay.
You know, storms can get dramatic here.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you might find all kinds of neat things along the beach after a
Interesting.
good swell comes up.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. But this is the hangout spot. You're gonna appreciate this tree from inside. Actually, the exact position out of this house definitely took this tree into consideration.
All right,
Well,
okay.
yeah, when we're looking at from the kitchen, we're looking out. You'll see what
Okay.
I mean.
Yeah.
Not in the way, but definitely in the view.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. A lot of this, like, you know, these coastal forests, they kind of can get a little raggedy with the spruce. The spruce can grow like a weed if they're not thinned. And so they've done the first real stewardship of this land in a long time. And with these areas, they really kind of had to start again. But you can see in there, they've been really successful at giving room for the spruce trees that are still there, giving room for the hardwoods. And that's kind of what you have to do. They might decide to select a few more in there. And the advantage is they'll get even more sun and even more view. But I can see birds hanging out on the rock out there right now. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of a taste thing. And
Yeah.
how many trees you want in the foreground. I like what they've done here,
Yeah, it looks
personally.
good. It looks good.
Just so much to look at here, right?
There is, yeah.
This is our first ever lodge, and it's a Sitka. This is how the Sitka weathers. So I don't know if I've ever shown you one of these, Carrie.
don't
We've
think
looked
so.
at Scully's.
Yep.
We looked at a Sitka, but it was fire treated
Okay. Yeah, that's
on
right.
Wolf Island.
Yeah.
So this is what happens when we don't fire treat it.
Okay.
So we use a weathering agent, like an aging agent. It takes the aging process and it speeds it up. It controls it a little bit in like the tone and the color you get. But most importantly, it evens it out, because with these houses, you'll get a lot of weathering in one area. In this house, it would be this side.
Yeah.
And then since it happens so fast, where water kind of gets diverted around windows and things like that, you see heavy weathering. And it's not the most, it takes the house 5, 6, 7 years to mellow out.
Okay.
The aging agent we use is UV activated. So the sun, and it doesn't take direct sunlight, but any UV kind of interaction at all evenly ages the entire house consistently. So we skip over the first 7 years of kind of awkwardness.
Right.
Yeah, and there's a bit of a preserving quality to it as well. Actually, it's called Lifetime Preserver. It's a
Okay.
common product. Parks Canada uses it in a lot of their infrastructure as well, because it's basically, I don't know, don't go drink it, but it's like damn near food grade. Like you could use it for vegetable garden retaining and things like that. There's not really anything toxic. It's like a little baggie when you buy it, a powder that you mix with the big 5-gallon pail of water. So it goes on really easy as well.
Nice.
But yeah, so this has been here since December. And look how evenly it's aged. You know, it would take years to get this even. And it's not done yet. This is going to take on a really nice silver luster, not so far off of this maple tree. And like the bark of these trees that you're getting around here. It'll be a bit more even. You will see like some of the lighter grain, like if I rub this, you'll see some of that lighter grain come off. And in a location like this, it'll disappear pretty quick, and it'll be the heavier, more dense grains that are left behind. So you get a bit of that beech driftwood feel, I guess, right? It smooths it out, and it's just a natural process. You don't have to do anything. You just sit back and
that's nice.
Wait.
Yeah, I like the sounds of that.
Well, come on in. And as soon as we get in here, we get to start right into some cool customizations for this, our first lodge. I don't even know where to start. Where do you want me to start, Carrie?
Let's start with the living room.
Okay. Yeah. This is probably the simplest fireplace wall that we'll ever do. We do have one coming along kind of similar that has a board form tile background. The simplicity, I do like what they've done. We built this birch top. We built those cabinets to kind of tie in. This is all steel. The pedestal is custom. The stove is by Stuve. Stuve makes a lot of really cool pedestals as well that we also use. But we were going for a pretty specific height here. Love how the hearth is also built right into the wood storage. And of course, we always try to keep these surfaces smooth, whether we're going from steel to tile or to hardwood. This kind of leaves a lot of capacity to take in your surroundings. You know, we didn't try to do too much here because we had all of this out there. So hemlock timbers, our pine frames, clear pine frames, they're our favorite. They're our best seller. They equal all of our windows in quality. The availability of that softwood is such that the price point is at its optimum for the performance of the window. Roll into like, so often our floors and ceilings are the same. In here we've got a Douglas fir ceiling and a birch floor. They're really complementary to each other as well.
Yeah, it looks cool.
They've also, we've bleached the walls and we've left the cabinets natural. So we have that sort of tone back and forth as well. So there's been a bit of like mixing of different palettes from our styles of Sitka and Salty. This whole upper space is, was their idea. And at first it took me a little bit to warm up to it, but then I really, I like it a lot now. I love it when clients kind of challenge us and then we end up with something cool like this.
Right.
These panels are fun. They really throw a lot of interesting light around here all the time. Morning light's coming in from over there. So we're gonna get these slatted shadowing against these walls in the morning, against that wall. Panels are removable. So if you want to get big stuff in and out of these upper spaces, you easily can. And you don't need any tools. These ladders, of course, these access ladders are removable as well. Everything's built out of birch. We got a nice little pitch to them and kind of did a good job of tucking things in. Like if you look down that way, you don't even really see that ladder.
No.
We slid the fridge a little bit to the left.
Okay.
So, we did take some of that countertop space up, but there's a lot of countertop space here. And there's a generous island top here. So a couple things that would be different because of the loft are, of course, this post.
Yeah.
Normally we do have an upper set of cabinets. It projects out about this far, and you would just see cabinets from where my hands are right to the ceiling. They're big cabinets. There's a lot of storage. It's not the most convenient to access, but there's loads of it, so you put seasonal things up there. Those upper cabinets do give us a chance to put these work lights in. And so no matter what, you're going to have lower work lighting set in for these work areas, workstations of the kitchen. Most of what you see here is typical. This has been a popular backsplash in our lodges. It's really light. It's an Italian tile, and they are the masters of design. So it is a pleasure to bring some Italian influence into our projects as well.
Yeah, it's a really cool look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a big tile too, They're stacked, like non-grouted stacked, which makes them a challenge to work with also.
I'll bet.
But every detail that ends up nice is usually a lot of work to get there.
Right, yeah.
And then the idea is you can barely tell that the detail even exists, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it look easy.
Yeah, welcome to our world. Yeah, so, this is definitely the biggest customization. There have been other people, I'm sure, that will ask for this again, though. It's pretty cool.
So. Yeah, it turned out really well.
And this is cozy.
It
you
is.
don't need that overhead volume when you're in the kitchen.
No.
You get 7 feet here. That's a lot for most people.
Yeah.
If not, you're probably in the NBA and you've got a really nice house.
Exactly.
Yeah. Rolling in down here, we've you can see where we've gone back and forth from natural to bleached again. This is all kind of typical, and they've done they did upgrade to the champagne bronze. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
I did.
Yeah. It's classy.
It is.
It doesn't work everywhere. It sure works here.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it sure works here. When you lean towards the beachy look, it also looks good with our light gray countertop. We have a really light gray one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be hesitant to get the dark gray in there with it.
Yeah.
But man, when it's light and breezy, I don't know. It's a little nautical, and it kind of belongs here too.
It does, yeah. I like it.
Yeah. But yeah, the Lodge 16 offers the dueling sinks. You both get your own storage as well, which is also really nice. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Everything's a bit more generous in the bathroom. The shower size, the space around the toilet. We just have all this room to work with. So yeah, we use it up.
Yeah.
And the other thing that the Lodge really considers is full-time living. So we start to look at more storage. We have configurations, or we can still do the bed on this wall in the Lodge. But it's, it really does optimize the space, this particular layout. You've got 3 feet around the bed everywhere, a minimum of 3 feet. You've got lots of storage here as well, and you can organize it. You've got your little LED built-in lighting for here on the, and all of the other lights are controlled coming and going, or you've got light switches on the bed, you've got charging stations on the bed, you've got your little toe kick drawers. Those are all standard, these are standard furniture items, built-ins basically with the Lodge model.
That you guys built?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So when we do headboards, they're typically actually permanently attached if we have 120 volt power running to them. In this case, we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Perfect. Well, I mean, for being the first Lodge, I'm super excited to see it, and I appreciate you stopping by to show us around. It turned out awesome. I'm guessing it's going to be a big seller for you guys.
I think so. This there's always going to be a place and a client for our really efficient kind of small models that have so much functionality in such a small space. The Haiku Boy kind of being the flagship of that. Yeah. But the Lodge is, it's just opening you up to more expansive social space, more full-time storage, and it's a 1-bedroom. So people are always going to have the option to add to the Lodge, to start out with a 1-bedroom. So it's the perfect starter package, right? Yeah. As well. Not just for young couples, but certainly for young couples. It's the perfect starter package. You're where you want to be. You're not dialing back the quality of your home because you're trying to build those 3 bedrooms right away. Right. You're waiting. Yeah. And then adding them.
Then when you need them, you just add them on.
Yeah, beat the mortgage down for a bit, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so we're going to check out one more. Let's keep moving.
All right, let's do it.